A tentative good morning from me here on what might be described as the Boulevard of Broken Dreams by some. How's the chin looking, by the way? Bit of a mess, bit more bloody after my first night. A little bit tricky, but on the way now to the polyclinic where the doctor told me yesterday that I should go this morning in order to get the dressing changed, and it needs changing, doesn't it? Well, took one on the chin yesterday. I think I'll go down here and see if I can photograph the last of the decorative benches. Well, what an eventful 2 first days in Khmelnitskyi. Couldn't make it up really, could you? Third time lucky, so maybe day 3 means no catastrophes, all plain sailing, only very nice things to see and photograph, hopefully. And I must say I am hoping to run into that incredible couple who came to my aid yesterday, Zhenya and Tanya, with their little son Dominic. You know, my head wasn't necessarily in exactly the right place after taking that bit of a stunning blow, falling face first in the street. Later on in the evening I was thinking, oh God, boy, I really need to somehow run into those folks again and thank them properly for all the help that they gave me, because frankly, you know, on reflection, I've got no idea what I would have done if they hadn't come to help me. I didn't have an inkling as to the extent of the damage to my chin, the depth of the wound. Obviously I could see I was bleeding. How I would have got to the hospital, no idea. Without the help of those folks or a similar person coming to help me, then I would have been struggling. What do you think of the last decorative chair? Rather nice, isn't it? And some very nice buildings straight opposite over here. Forgive me with this shaky, awkward filming. I've not tried it before with the camera and this less than $2 US, what do they call them? Gorilla mini tripod things. I think I've got to go this way. Mind your step. Try not to get run over. I've learned already that even though it says green man and you've got a certain amount of time to cross the road, yeah, towards the end of yesterday afternoon when I was making my way back to the hotel, there were a few drivers taking liberties and actually speeding up when it was obvious they weren't going to beat the lights and just powering on through. I'm glad as a pedestrian I wasn't going to try and establish my right to cross in that moment, because I'd have been hit by traffic if I had been bullish. Right, I wonder how this video's going. I suppose I should pause just to see if it's working out all right and what the volume levels are like, because I think probably you're picking up a hell of a lot of traffic noise. Easier on the eye, I think. So what do you reckon? An improvement? Cleaner bandage anyway. Well, plaster. What the doctor told me was I need to go back in 2 days' time to get reassessed again, just check the stitches are still in, have the dressing changed again. Of course I've got bristles growing and that makes it difficult for the sticky plaster to stick. Let's get back to the serious business of Khmelnitskyi and getting to know it a little bit more. I tried, after the camera was broken yesterday, to take advantage of these historic information boards. There are a few in the centre of the city, and very conveniently, one side the information is in Ukrainian, this side that I'm looking at is in English, and there's a nice building. It looks even nicer in reality. That's how the old fire station, built 1952 to 54, used to look, and that's how it looks today. Even more handsome in that caramel colour, I think. And this is going to be my second attempt, I hope I'm not tempting fate here, to visit the zoo park area, Lake Love Island spot, right on the river. And I am being extremely cautious, checking the ground. Oh, he says, and then stumbles. Couldn't make it up, could you? But it just goes to show, I was looking down, but the road surfaces are just so uneven. He says, trying to make an excuse for himself. It's surprising there aren't more people tripping, as on lovely decoration on this underpass, which I noticed yesterday. We'll come back to this because I need to cross the road to get over to see an artwork right over there. I want to get closer to that one. But there's also a nice statue just here. Big, interesting building to the right, the statue in the centre, and the artwork just over to the left. A reminder of what's going on elsewhere in the country. I can't read what the letters say, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory, all those bullet holes in it. It is so ironic though that yesterday I wasn't filming. I was looking where I was going, but I still managed to trip. Oh. Gosh, the picture quality really is much better down here than with the Acaso. All sorts of everything being sold down there, particularly flowers. People who've been to Ukraine before will be familiar with the scene of the small independent store holders, little retail outlets selling, like I say, all sorts of everything. Oh, this is good. I was thinking the bottom half of it may be obscured by buildings which I couldn't circumvent. Oh, there's a long word. Well, it's not that long. Don't hear it that often though, do you? And now we can get up close and enjoy the view. No, not of me. Here we are, this lady. She looks like a lady in a dilemma. Nice. Oh dear, this is an ill omen, I think, because I was having problems with the old camera turning itself off, as well as doing all sorts of other odd things. And now, I was filming away, pointing out this garishly coloured but oddly appealing building, which I saw first back in 2010. It's still here, same colour scheme, still peculiar choice, garish, and yet I find it attractive. Draws my attention, and although I'm not a fan of modern architecture, as you well know, I like this piece. It only takes a few more minutes walking along Khmelnitskyi until on the right hand side you find this very stark memorial. The more I look at it, the more I like it. The presence of the black crow. Is that an evil portent? We'll see. Up here we have the big attraction, the Bug River, as I remember it being called in a either a movie or a documentary about the Second World War and fighting, something involving the Bug River. In Ukrainian, I think it's pronounced Bu, as in B-U-H. Pivdeni Bu. We can enter the park here, and my thought was exit it a bit further down, taking us in a bit of a an anti-clockwise loop, I think we would call it. Oh, hello. What have we got here? Some local artwork, but yeah, not up to much, is it? And you definitely wouldn't want to negotiate those stairs on a dark night. How close are we going to get to Love Island? Ooh, looks like a proper beach spot over there. Let's see how the zoom works on this. Yeah, it's not a super high powered zoom. Wouldn't expect one. There's a closer look of Khmelnitskyi's city emblem, I guess. At the tip of Love Island. Is this a bit too close? The wrinkles and stitches and blood stains, are they a bit too in your face? They're in my face. Don't want them to be in your face as well. I might turn it back and review the footage, shall we say. Ah, there's certainly no mistaking that enigmatic smile, is there? Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you there. Sure enough, there are canoeing or kayaking possibilities here. It looks as though it's open for business, if you feel inclined. Oh, there's nice and unexpected. Isn't it great when you find things just by complete chance? Hang on, don't hover the camera over the water just in case you drop it. You're playing with fire, man. You're playing with fire. I can step up now, can't I? Can't I? That's safe, isn't it? Who knows what's safe anymore? In the hands of the wrong people. It's like me and cameras. Almost a sickening combination. So yes, you can grab a paddleboard. You can do a bit of Chinese dragon boat racing, canoeing, pedaloing. I think they're called pedalos. Or just grab that carver or ice cream. Grab yourself a coffee and watch the other people doing all the work. Nice. And speaking of nice, here's a beautiful husky. Hey husky, how you doing? Oh, saucy. But I like it. And what's just around the corner? And 2 policemen on patrol and not finding me remotely suspicious. Thank goodness. So I don't want to appear remotely suspicious. You can take a boat from here, perhaps straight across to Love Island. That's how they access it, I suppose. Oh! Somebody's having a bit of a swim and wants to greet the ducks. Don't know if you can see him having a swim there. Hand-carved bench here. What does it say? Rock and boo. Don't know if it works better in Ukrainian. In English it doesn't seem to gel well, does it? Rock and boo. Not something you see every day. And usually a dragonfly doesn't let me get this close, even when I do see them. How's the camera handling that? He's really friendly, this dragonfly. I'm crossing over a little bridge. This is where all the love-locked padlocks come. I was going to say to die, but no, to be born. 10 grivna and try out some shoveling of rocks with this digger thing. No, I'm being facetious. Lots of rides for the kids. Anything interesting for the adults? There's handy. As we'd say back in the valleys, there's handy. It's handy if you can interpret it. So I think... No, I was just about to say, so I think we're... And then I realised, no, I don't think we are. We're not where I thought we were. Or are we? I was thinking I've just crossed this bridge, but there's nothing to say you're here that I can see. We got our first piece of wood sculpture. It's better than nothing. We have a revealing lady in wood. It's a lumberjack. Looks okay. And a piper. A piper with his puddy tat. And who's this? A cowboy? Aurelia. The lady's probably in a folk legend here in Ukraine. Half angel, half priest or monk. Learner drivers. You can never start them too early, can you? Although when you see what they turn into, raving maniacs once they get older. Oh, those fun things. Haven't seen those in a while. Those transparent huge balls that you can climb inside, be sealed in to stay dry, and just thrash around, jump around, roll around, tumble, and have a thoroughly good time doing it on the river. Gosh, this is a vast park. Well, you were doing a nice little dance just now. Okay, I appreciate you sitting still, letting me film you, but it was a nice dance. I'd like to see that again. Would you mind? No, I don't think he's going to oblige, is he? Okay. And he's off. Oh, there we are. He's back again. Just showing off now, aren't you? Very obliging. Oh, oh, hello. You're inquisitive yourself. I could tuck myself away in the shade here, having fun filming dragonflies to my heart's content, I think, under slightly different circumstances. I'm not wanting to make too long a day of this because I only had to wait 30 minutes or so to be looked at in the doctor's room. That was absolutely fine. I was lucky I only needed to wait that long, I think. I've got this issue which is, if you excuse the pun, bugging me. It's booing me with this damn flapping dressing. So I do need to do something about, maybe pop into a little pharmacy and say, have you got some extra strong tape which will keep it in place. There's an interesting looking contraption over there. In fact, I think there are several interesting looking contraptions, even though the idea behind them, I suspect, is purely to entertain the kids. They are nice, aren't they? It's not just me. It's sort of like Dick Van Dyke, chitty chitty bang bang, slightly nutty professor, coming up with all kinds of creations. That's quite nice too. At these rather splendid pieces of metalwork. Stepping up. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, we love you in our splendid motor car. Do 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 do. Bang bang chitty chitty bang bang. Do 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 do. Whatever your preferred mode of transport, we've got it. Cars, helicopters, charabangs, trains. Got them all here in this park, only in Khmelnitskyi. And then you come across something else which shouts in your face, flight of fancy. Flight of fantasy, why not? Thunderbirds are go. Cool. Isn't that fabulous? I think you'll know why I'm thinking this is perhaps the coolest thing I've seen in Khmelnitskyi. Maybe the coolest thing I've seen anywhere for quite a while. Right, I've got completely sidetracked and I'm delighted that that's been the case. What an absolute treat. Isn't this fabulous?